Our simulation will be at the Great Exhibition Road Festival in Exhibition Road, South Kensington, on the 6th and 7th of June 2026. In preparation for this, we are adding 3D models of the majority of the remaining sculptures in the transept and nave. The creation of these models is being supported by the Royal Commission for the Exhibition of 1851. The first 10 of these models are included in this update. This is Richard Marquis Wellesley by Henry Weeks, which is now above the Gurkha stair in the former India Office in King Charles Street, London. It is one of a set of 4 pieces by Weeks displayed together. We now travel along the eastern nave, passing the colossal statue of the Marquis of Bute, to reach 2 pieces by Richard James Wyatt. The one on the right is Nymph Glycera, which is now at Osborne House. The one on the left is a nymph, the current location of which is untraced. We continue east, through the France section, and towards the colossal statue of Godefroy de Bouillon in the Belgium section. Here at the northwest corner of Godefroy de Bouillon is Paul et Virginie, by Guillaume Geefs, now at Osborne House. We now return west along the nave towards the transept, passing the sections devoted to France, Italy, Portugal, Spain, Greece and the Ottoman Empire, turning north into the transept. Here we find Jacob and Rachel by Thomas Earle. It is one of 3 pieces by Earle in the transept. We now move south, just south of the Crystal Fountain, where we find Amazons and Argonaut by Joseph Engel. This piece was made for Prince Albert, and is now at Osborne House. We now move to the middle of the west side of the south transept, where we find 2 pieces by Edward Hodges Baily. On the left is a nymph preparing for the bath, the current location of which is untraced. On the right is a piece now known as Tired Hunter, but at the Great Exhibition was labeled as Youth Resting After the Chase. This piece is now at Chimmy Museum, Taiwan, this model being based on images provided by them. Just south of the 2 Baily pieces are a group of 5 pieces by John Graham Lough, representing characters from Shakespeare plays. 2 new 3D models are added to this group with this update. In the middle is Ariel, to the right is Titania. We now travel along the agricultural passage, through sections devoted to India and Canada, and then turn north into the medieval court. To our left we find a magnificent octagonal table with marquetry top by John Gregory Crace. This is now in the library of the Honourable Society of Lincoln's Inn, the model being based on photographs provided by them. Against the east wall we have added an altar with brass pillars and curtain by J Hardman and Company. Placed on the altar are 2 reliquaries by Augustus Pugin, which are now at St Augustine's in Ramsgate. We now leave the medieval court and return to the nave, heading west, passing the Thomas Fountain, Eldon and Stowell, and the Dent Clock, to reach the Sheffield Cutlery Cabinet of Joseph Rodgers. Here we have added an image of these exhibition scissors, courtesy of Stephen Cocker. We will now call up the guide to demonstrate the other new feature this update. On the config page is a new feature to enable subtitles. By default, subtitles are disabled. We will now turn them on. Don't forget that narration is available both for exhibits, yellow pointer, and components of the building, magenta pointer.
This is one of the many columns supporting the structure of the building. The columns are hollow, and those which extend to the roof act as downpipes for the discharge of rainwater into the drains.
Don't forget the simulation can now be downloaded from Steam. It is free of charge, and always will be. Although best when used with a VR headset, if you don't have a headset it will also work in desktop mode, using your monitor, keyboard and mouse.